Welcome to our video. Today, we are going to learn how to create and implement blackout policies. A blackout policy blacks out a patrol agent from performing certain actions such as backing out data, events, or recovery actions. Blackout policies only apply to patrol agents and their data collection and not to the TrueSight infrastructure management server. What that means is that when a blackout policy is implemented, the patrol agent will not send events during the defined time frame. However, the TrueSight infrastructure management server will continue sending events to the patrol agent. Let us now see how to create a blackout policy. In the TrueSight console, we have a monitoring policy in place to monitor the CPU usage of a device. Because of this policy, a few events have been generated against a device. Let us see them. Now we must work on these events, and for this, we must bring down the device for some time. This is where a blackout policy will help us. To create a blackout policy, we must first create an infrastructure time frame. The time frame determines the amount of time the blackout policy would be applicable for. Let us now create an infrastructure time frame. So, under Configuration, click Infrastructure Time Frame and then click Create Time Frame. Now, enter a meaningful name and description for the time frame. Remember that a good name and description helps you identify the time frame quickly. Once we add the name and the description, we must add the recurrence frequency. The recurrence frequency has several options such as always active, once, daily, weekly, monthly. Because we want to work on the device only once, I'm going to choose once and then I'm going to select today's date. Let's keep the start time as 2100 and the duration for the time frame as 2 hours. And now let's click Save. So we have the time frame in place. Let's now create a blackout policy. Under Configurations, let's go to Infrastructure Policies and then let's click Blackout. Click Create Policy. Enter a meaningful name and description for the blackout policy. Again, a meaningful name and description always helps you identify the blackout policy quickly later. Now let's add the agent selection criteria. Let us select agent host name and add the complete agent host name here. Now let us close the parentheses. Let us see the preview to ensure that we have the agent name correct. In the time frames area, select the time frame that we created and then go to Scope. Select the data box. Selecting that will select everything else. To know more, go to the TrueSight Infrastructure Server Documentation. Click Save. Our blackout policy is now in place. Because we didn't enable it while creating the policy, we must now enable it. Go here and click Enable. We have now enabled the blackout policy. We can see if the blackout policy is implemented on the device. In the Manage Devices page, go to the Manage Device where we implemented it and see that this little mark tells us that a blackout policy is in place for this device. Now that our blackout policy is in place, we will check to see if events are still coming into the TrueSight console for the device. For this, I have an infrastructure policy in place to check the memory usage of the device that we are using. Let us now go to the patrol agent and see if we can work around this policy. In the patrol agent, I'm going to run a script to eat up all the memory on this petrol agent. Ideally, this should send some events on the TrueSight console. Let us go back to the TrueSight console and see if we have any events. You can see that there are no new events on the TrueSight console. This proves that our blackout policy has been successfully created and implemented. We have come to the end of our video. Thank you for watching our video.